So, welcome to the Ichthyum Forge. This is going to be a little bit different video. I'm trying a challenge. I'm trying to challenge myself. I've got a show coming up in November. It is October the 14th right now. Yeah, October 14th, Tuesday. A month from tomorrow, I've got a show, a big show coming up. And I need blades on my table. So, I set out to try to forge in a week's time a Seax. Yeah, I'm showing you the end product. I can see light through it. So anyway, see how I came to this point. This was supposed to be a 5-day build. I was going to shoot the video each day, and then this week, and then starting on Monday of next week, post Monday's work, Tuesday's work, and so forth. So this is all going to come out in this video today. Let's see how I got here. Also, before we get into the video, interesting little thing. Recently, E&Z forged out a blade. He tried to do it in 24 hours. My camera's cockeyed. Let's lean this way. But he tried to forge it out in 24 hours. It broke on him, and I challenged him on that, not under my Ichthyum Forge account, but under my account where I watch a lot of videos. I challenged him. He made a Lord of the Rings reference, and I said, well, now you've got to break it up, tile it, and reforge it. I might have to live up to those words. Anyway, let's see what happened here. Set the camera up to get this shot, and then forgot to turn the camera on. As hot as I could have had it. mark is at about 2.5 inches. What I've got right now is a blank. That's just it. It's a knife blank. Come in about there. It's hanging over a little bit, but I got that ragged edge, and I really don't want that ragged edge. So yeah. Now I'm going to get my guillotine tool, or if I really want to be cultured, my guillotine tool, and we're going to start setting down for a tang. Just so I don't lose my mark, which I'm about to do, I'm going to go ahead before it's where I want it heat-wise and start that set down just to make a mark. A better, more permanent mark. Alright, now we can go from there. I think that's all I'm going to do on the near end of this, the tang side, or the ricasso side of it. I was just flattening down the where it got pinched here. That's all I was doing at the anvil. Get off the pedal, Eric. Good gracious. Alright, I'm going to go to the anvil and continue to draw this out and get everything nice and smooth. So remember, I started out with that big bar, and I'll measure it in a minute too, show you how much material I took off of it. Brought this out to 10.5 inches. Now in its pre-form, we are at 15 inches. Now I'm ready to start forging in edge bevels. The tang is a little bit crooked. We'll fix all that before I go to before I go to rough grinding. We'll fix all that. Now let's move this out of the way and check to see just how much material I used on the parent bar. Now this bar started you're not going to be able to see all of it. Get you as much as I can. This bar started at 3 feet. And we are now at somewhere around 29.5 inches of usable material. So I used what, 7 inches, 6.5, 7 inches. Not bad, not bad. Get the most bang for your buck. Now I remember what I went around front for earlier. I want to get a magnet to put on here. Alright. Like that. I think the trick to getting knives out faster also is good clean forging. So let's try that today too. I've seen it argued that the magnet does nothing to quiet your anvil. I don't know. If you want to back up just a little bit, listen to it without the magnet. Now listen to it with the magnet. You tell me. I'm not going to argue. You be the judge of it. I want to do slight bit. You know what? I'm going to leave that tip. I always end up burning the tip off if I'm not careful. So we'll keep going back with it. Later, not the animal. Now, the one thing that I have learned about Seaxes over the years is that while they seem to be upside down, quite frankly, and they seem to have no curvature in the edge, they actually do have some curvature, I guess, depending on the Seax you're talking about. So we're going to have some curvature. That's fine, but it won't be much. I don't think. That might be the problem. I don't think. This is still a little thick, but I'm going to keep going back, and we'll just go over it with another heat. It's crooked. I don't like it. where we started. I'm using a lighter hammer. Let's see how that works for me. Okay, water forging. I forgot that quickly. Yeah, I put some water on the anvil to blow off scale, and when it blew off scale, it startled me. Perfect. Alright, well, I'm going to keep trying with a small hammer. Let's see if I like it. So, my camera battery's almost dead, but I don't like this right here, this juncture here from the Tang Ricasso area. So I'm going to try to come in and drive that down. I'll have to do it off camera. But anyway, we'll let you see how that comes out. So there it is. So we've got some scale. I'm going to throw it on the, clamp it down in the vise, and we're going to get that off with the wire wheel, and try not to hurt me with that wire wheel again. I went back. All I did yesterday is I went back with the power hammer and flattened down my sides a little bit, and it actually thinned down the blade just a little. Might be, yeah, it's a little bit bent, not bad, but I'm gonna, before we heat, treat, and temper, I'll take care of all of that. But so we're gonna get the scale off, then we're gonna go around front and do my rough grinding. 39 logs. Okay, so what was I gonna say? I've got a worn 36 grit belt on here. I only have one other 36 grit belt that's not worn. We'll switch to it, maybe. But I wanted to run this one right now because of the scale that's left on this blade. I got it straight. Everything's nice and where it ought to be now. So let me get P on, and we'll start grinding. If I don't choke on my breakfast. Sorry, Scorman just moved you around. You see him down there. Get him out here and get him to lose a little weight. Okay, I'm going to clean up this side the same way as I did this on the edge. I'm not going for brute to forge, so all this will be cleaned up. But I'm going to come back and get all this cleaned up, and then we're going to start working on getting the edge a consistent thickness all the way down, getting ready for heat treat. Alright, so I'm going to put it through a couple of normalizing cycles and then we'll get ready to heat treat the temper. Very quickly, I won't be able to cover the entire heat treating process because I'm one person and I can't move the camera. But I'm going to do a 3-second water quench and go into vegetable oil to finish out the quench. Time for the heat treat. So the water quench was a bit much for this one. And you know, I am going to go ahead and post this video. I've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 cracks. I think I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm not going to scrap, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see 5 on this side. Pretty sure that's 1. Yeah, there's 1 there. So at least 5 cracks. What I believe I'll do is I may just harden this, and not now. I got other things that must be done, but I believe I'm not going to post this video. Let me think about that. I think I might post this video. Yeah, I'm going to post this video, and then you get to hang on to see what I do with this. But I'm going to treat this like, you know, like maybe a Japanese blade. Break it up. And which they wouldn't do, but anyway, break it up, stack it, and reforge it into another blade. But the water quench was too much for this one. It warped right through here. This is the same steel, 1095 is what I use for my herb choppers, so it can be done that way. It's just that this one was not cooperating. I might have had the edge too thin.